Kia ora.
G'day. Welcome to Cup of Tea and a Yarn. I'm Kylie, Crafty Mama on Instagram and Ravelry.
I'm Jill. I'm Tina Yan on Instagram and Ravelry. And say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's been almost a month since we recorded last.
Yeah, we were supposed to last weekend and I was unwell, so I couldn't get
Yeah,
to Morrinsville to see you. Post-holiday sicknesses, bugs and
that
things.
happened.
Oh, I was just thinking about the Happy New Year thing. At what point do you not say Happy New Year anymore?
I feel like February.
Hmm.
Like if you haven't seen someone and then it's February, then
Hard
I
luck.
don't know.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I've got another 10 days of being able to 10, 11 days of being able to say Happy New Year.
yeah. And like because people are away,
Mm,
off and on. Like at work, I've been in the office for the last 2 weeks, and on Friday I shook someone's hand and said Happy New Year. So it's
mm,
like you see people, yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we are not a podcast about when do you say Happy New Year. We are a knitting podcast.
We have lots of
Most of
opinions
the
though.
time. We do. We have opinions. Absolutely. And you're back from an amazing trip. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about your trip.
So we went to the Republic of Korea, so it's South Korea for 2 weeks, and we went to three cities and didn't stop. Like it
Sounds
was like
amazing.
zooming around every day, absolutely exhausted when we got home, but we saw lots and it was a very cool place to go visit. Highly recommend it.
Looks beautiful. And the like one something that really struck me was the ornate temples
Mm,
and like those things on the end of the wood in the
mm.
temples, like the flowers, they're amazing. Like, yeah.
I think they were the palaces. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so we only they're not really a religious country. Like there's one Buddhist temple we went to, but the
Oh,
rest,
my mistake.
no, no, you're right.
Yeah,
Because they look like Buddhist temples as well.
they do. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went in Seoul. There was three big temple. You got me going now. The three big palaces. So it was they took up like heaps of space and sitting in gardens in them and right in the middle of the city and so pretty. And
Wow.
we found out
Do
if you
people
go,
live
oh,
in the palaces then? Do people still live in them?
no, not on the ones
No.
we went to visit. Um,
Right.
but we did find out on the last Wednesday of the month, it's some kind of day, cultural day, and it was for free to go in. But I mean, I
Oh,
think
nice.
normally intake costs about $5 or something. So yeah, no,
Nice.
because they've got no monarchy anymore or anything like that.
Yes.
Live in the
They're a
castles. I
republic.
mean, the castles, palaces.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Mm, yeah,
I'm quite ignorant when it comes to political, like other countries' political things. Yeah.
it's quite amazing. They're amazing people, incredibly resilient from like the amount of um, people that have tried to take them over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing that like they're still friends with people.
Yeah.
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 There's some very weird things that we did, like we went to the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. That was quite weird. It was weird because
That's quite confronting.
no, um,
Hmm?
not at all. It was more um, this is still a war zone and it's a tourist attraction.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the UN had its own tourist shop in the DMZ, which was very strange. And there's
Wow.
only these things you can buy here, and yeah, and there's a
Weird.
village that is still there, and they make because they're not allowed to use chemicals or anything, so everything's organic. So like the best ginseng and the best rice comes from that village.
Hmm.
Mm.
There you go.
Yeah, but they had lots of rules about whether they could go out and whether they could leave, and how many
Okay.
people had to be in the living in the village at the same time, and yeah,
Right. Yeah.
super interesting. They also have these really big speakers, and they blast K-pop to the North Koreans. And when they're not blasting K-pop, they're blasting the world news so that the North Korean soldiers hear it.
Wow, because they wouldn't normally hear that. Yeah,
No,
right.
Yeah,
in the hope that it gets to the people, I
yeah,
suppose.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And North Korea had this thing about the flag. So South Korea put a flag up, and North Korea went, "Oh, I want a bigger one." So they got a bigger flag and a taller pole. So then South Korea put a bigger flag and a bigger pole. Then North Korea did a bigger pole, and then South Korea did a bigger pole and a bigger flag. And then North Korea has now got the biggest flag in the whole world, and it weighs something like 250 kilos. It's like 200 meters in the air.
Probably doesn't even fly properly because it's so heavy. Oh
Oh,
dear.
yeah, so
Wow.
there's some very strange things and some like kind of weird stuff. Really liked the toilets. I'll just put that out there because the toilets were amazing.
Do they have bidets and
All
like,
built into the toilet.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all we went in winter. It was freezing, like -5,
Warm
minus
seats?
10, warm seat.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a warm seat in a toilet in New Zealand is a bad thing because I
Yeah,
mean someone is sitting on it for ages. Whereas a warm seat in Asia is a wonderful thing.
that's right. You're looking very bright compared to my like I'm kind of dull next to you.
Ah,
That looks good. I mean, you look good, all bright and
I've
cheerful, and
just
I
had my
think it
hair
helps.
done, so like you can even see that it's still on my skin. So that's probably contributing. But
And also,
yeah,
we're both wearing pink, but your pink's a lot brighter, um,
yeah. I noticed that my nails are even matching.
and mine red, so
Oh,
not
you're
quite.
pink too. Yeah, we're all in the same thing.
And
These nails are very bright. They're like a neon coral, and under the UV they were like
yeah,
bright red. I was when I had them done, I was like, "Ooh, I'm not sure." And it actually took me a few days to get used to how bright they were.
yeah. Did you have a
Yes,
good? Because you worked through. Did you have a good break though at all?
I had one day off.
Mm-hmm.
As in, when I say I had one day off, I had the public holidays, I had the weekends, I took one day of leave,
Mm-hmm.
which meant that I then had a one, two, three, I had a 5 day long weekend
Oh,
at
nice.
one point. I'm also going to have a 5 day long weekend next weekend
Mm.
because my kids have got something on at school on Thursday, like a pre-interview thing on Thursday at like 11 o'clock in the morning. So
Mm.
I can't even take a half day.
Right.
And I figure if I'm going to take Thursday off, I'm going to take Friday off, Blend anniversary.
Because it's on Monday.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'll get a 5 day weekend. So that's going to be more of my break.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, no, I had a good time. I didn't go back to the office until the 28th, I want to say, 28th of December. So 28th of December was my first day physically back in the office with
Mhm.
my steel cap boots on. And yeah, so but I'm back full time now. So yeah, no, it's good. Good to be back.
And whilst we haven't seen each other, we have booked our Christchurch trip, which is
Adventure.
exciting. Yes,
Yes.
adventure.
We're going to
Yes.
the national education event, the Creative Fibre National Education event in April. It's the weekend before Easter.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'd be great. What classes did you book?
I booked spindle spinning
Hmm.
because that's something I'd like to be able to do, and I'm crap at it. I can make rope. That's about it. Um, and I got in on the weaving one.
Oh, the rigid heddle one.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you, me, and Jan will be doing that
Oh,
one.
you're cool.
Awesome. So I'm doing the rigid heddle one as well and the art yarn.
Nice.
And I've managed to secure a wheel down there because that was like I saw the art yarn and I'm like, oh, I can't, how can I do that? Like, how do I do that without a wheel? And then I noticed they had wheels for hire.
Ah,
So I'm hiring a wheel because my backup was I have a friend who just moved down there. My backup was to actually buy one on like Trade Me or Facebook
yeah,
and then get her to pick it up for me and then sell it afterwards. That was
yeah.
going to be my backup. Yeah. Because there was no way I could take my wheel down. Not,
No,
I wouldn't risk it.
no,
Yeah.
no.
But yeah, what have you finished? You've finished a couple of
So I
things.
finished since last time. Yes, I finished a couple of things to take away with me.
Hmm.
And I know I was very cheeky with you when I showed you these. I finished my mittens.
I'm so glad you finished them.
I tell you what, I
Did you
wore these
end
all.
up, did you end up going with the slipped color work?
No,
Okay,
I just did it. I sat
just
down,
did.
made my mind up because because Kylie and I had a discussion after our last time we chatted, and she goes, "Those mittens aren't going to get finished, are they?" I went like, "No," and then I went like, "No, I'm going to finish them."
I was trying a little bit of reverse psychology. I know how competitive you can be. So I was like, yeah, we're never going to see those mittens finished. Nah, you're not going to finish them.
You know what? I'm not very competitive, but you know how to push that button.
I do. I can push that button on you. Yeah.
So these are the
Good.
bunty mitts, and I got them finished in time for the um
For your trip?
yeah, the trip. But what was the thing we were doing?
Oh, we were doing the gift along. Oh my
Gift
God,
along.
that feels like a million years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got them finished because they were part of the gift along that I was doing. So I got them finished in time for that. And
Yep.
um I didn't have time to wash them. They have not yet been washed. They've just been worn a lot. But I can see they're starting to get pilled and fluffy and stuff. So at some point I'll put them in the wash. But I wore them a lot. I
I'll
mean, I wore
bet.
with my fingered gloves as like I wore my finger gloves as well. But on days we were kind of going on subways and things, I needed my phone. I needed my
Mm,
apps to know where we were going because we had no idea. So they were good for that. And also because they are so long. Like I thought that would
mm.
be quite annoying, but they were that was great.
Good.
Yeah. So I finished those to take with me.
I'm glad you finished them and I'm really glad you wore them and that they
Yeah,
were
they were really good. I can tell that I think that the bottoms were too. I should have done those on smaller needles, but because they're quite baggy at the
okay.
bottom.
They're a bit loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because you were wearing them over other gloves, it's probably good.
Mm.
I finished some gift along stuff. Ugh. I finished
Oh,
these. I haven't woven the ends in.
nice.
So
I like those.
these are the oh my goodness,
They're
what are
like
they?
fairground or
Paper garland,
oh, fairground.
paper chain garland
Oh,
socks.
yeah.
That's what they're called. I will never knit these again. I didn't enjoy it. Um, but they're
But
done.
they're good.
They have opposite. They
Yeah.
have the cable on the opposite side, and then they also have the cable at the back. So let
Mm.
me actually put it on here and show you the what the back is. It's kind of tricky. I do it that way. Watch Kylie learn how to use a sock blocker. Um,
Oh, that looks cool.
yeah, so not only did it have that one on the front, it also has, when you're doing your decreases, it has this and then that in the middle.
Yeah.
Um, so that made it extra tricky.
Mm-hmm.
It's also got this. So it had this chain thing is repeats of four.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, well, it's repeats of eight, but kind of other way. So repeats of eight. This pattern, like the what do you call that? That stitch, seed stitch,
Mm.
is repeats of two, and then the decreases were in repeats of three.
Oh,
So it was a nightmare,
yeah.
absolute nightmare. I will never do it again. Um,
Are you
I,
pleased with how they turned out?
they're also too small for me.
Oh, can you chop the toe off and just make them a bit longer?
Have thought about it.
Because after all that work, I'd been not giving them away.
Well, do you know, I will probably give them to my mother-in-law,
Okay.
which I know a lot of people wouldn't give socks that were a nightmare to their mother-in-law, but my mother-in-law will actually appreciate them. So, and she has feet slightly smaller than mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, even my daughter's feet have grown. She's the same size as me now. So, like, they don't even fit my daughter. But, yeah. Anyway, my in-laws are coming over in April. I'll get her to try them on. If they are too small for her, then I will rip them back and I'll just knit plain. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
But they're toe up as well, so it won't
All
be the
right.
easiest thing in the world to do that. So
Mm.
anyway, they're done.
Mrs. Peacock yarn, beautiful.
Done is Mrs. Peacock, Paisley something. Pretty Paisley maybe might be the colorway.
The pattern has made good use of this. Oh, is that enough to? Have you done the heel in a different color? Oh no, it's just the stripe.
That's a different color.
Ah, it,
Yeah.
it didn't like it did interrupt the stripe, so you did it different.
Yes. So
Mm.
it's a flap and the flap is underneath. So
Oh
I've
yeah.
never done that before either, the flap
Mhm.
there. So didn't enjoy it. Glad it's done. Moving on. If it wasn't for the gift along, I wouldn't have finished them.
Yeah. I decided to stop my bobble cowl and not do the whole thing. Like I started with the stripes, and
Yeah.
then as actually well, this is going to fit me if I do the seam right now, and I did a I-cord seam kind of
Yep.
thing, so it's right out there in your face.
I love that I-cord seam.
And I wore this all the time.
Good.
So I took
Yeah.
it again. I took it on my holes with me.
Hmm.
It was just perfect for like you could push it down or you could pull it up a bit, like so your nose or just keep this bit warm. It was yeah perfect. But yeah, so that was my baubles. Um, my sister said I looked like I was walking around looking like a Dalek.
I'll have to make a few of them this year for my family, I think.
Mm.
Because we're gonna be away. We're gonna have a white Christmas this year too. So yeah.
Cool.
I finished a cowl as well. Oh, what was that called? That was just you
This is
making.
just me. I was
Yeah.
doing I was doing the bubbles with the what do you call that yarn that does the color and the right
A sign pulling.
sign pooling. Thank you. That was from Marmalade Yarn Company. Ta-da!
All my stuff down here. I finished a cowl as well for my also not this is the episode of no woven in ends. Um, for
Oh,
my
cool.
gift along.
Yeah, that looks so cool.
Oh good.
Those your
It's
Barbie, those your Barbie colors, wasn't it?
yes, sparkle Barbie colors. This is called obfuscation.
Mhm.
Obfuscation? Obfuscation, I think. I don't even know what that word means. But anyway, it's brioche and it's got the fade through the
Oh,
brioche. So
cool.
yeah, so you do color A with color B, then color B, then color B with C, etc. all
Yeah.
the way down,
Oh, that looks
which
so cool.
means, which means that it's completely reversible.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
nice.
yeah.
I like that.
Um, and with the leftovers, I made a magic bowl and I'm knitting monster socks with the leftovers.
Cool.
They're so
Oh,
sparkly.
I can see the sparkles. Normally can't see the sparkles on the camera, but I can see the sparkles.
This is the best sparkly yarn I've ever had. It is amazing. The yarn's by Roxy Fibers, and if I ever want sparkly yarn, I'm going straight to her.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing base. Look at the sparkles. They're just so good. So
Fantastic.
I'm going to get a lot of wear out of that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Love that. Very cool.
That was
That's
very, very fun, that one. Mm.
those are all my December finishes. I've only got one more finish.
I've got one more December finish.
Oh,
And
gone.
then that's all with my finishes. I haven't finished anything in January.
Mm-hmm.
So my last December finish was my gnome.
Oh, cool.
This is Nana.
Yeah.
She has a coat.
Oh, cool.
So she's really sweet. She's got all that color work.
Yeah.
And you might notice then I used the leftovers. Oh no,
Oh,
that was actually from a different gnome. The next
uh,
leftovers are from a different gnome. Yeah. But they're also Roxy fibers. It's yeah, all the Roxy all the time. I did make a mistake here. This was meant to be like that with it floating,
oh,
and I misread the pattern And that's a artistic choice I've
Excellent.
made.
Love it.
Not fixing it
No,
for a no.
no.
Yeah. I do love her little plaits.
Yeah,
They're
that's
so
cool.
cute. She reminds me of my nana actually, my noni.
Mm,
She always had long hair and she would wear them in plaits like that. So yeah,
fantastic. Very Scandinavian.
very Scandinavian. Yes.
Mm.
Let's put her here. There you go, Nana. You live there now. The official Imagine Landscapes kit came with some glasses as well.
Mhm.
Some little glasses. And I was thinking I probably could make some with some like jewelry wire.
Yeah, of course you could. Or you probably get some at like one of the $2 shops or something.
Probably, but
Mm.
she's okay. No
She
one
might
else
have
has
glasses.
glasses, so
Yeah,
yeah.
she's had laser.
Just like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
My last finish is one of my cast-ons to take away was the cafe knitting shawl.
Hmm.
And I used my three skeins from Knot and Tie that we got. Was it last?
For the love,
It was a Pride one.
pride. It was a mystery pride 3 month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And we
wasn't
got three.
last year, it was the year before, I think. Hey.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, it was all sparkly. I got all sparkly fingering for mine. So I haven't got my tags with me. So here they are. There's this one probably is more pinker than it looks on the screen. And then there's this one, which is probably about right, greeny, pinky. And then there's a like a
Ooh,
purpley one.
that was the best color.
That was the best color, did you say?
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I
But
haven't
they were
blocked,
all beautiful.
yeah, I haven't blocked it yet. So it will, grow a bit and it will be less floppy at the end and that kind of stuff. But
Looks great.
yeah, I really like how it's turned out. And I think that because I did the cafe knitting before, I'm not sure of
Mm.
the color choices I had last time.
Did you end up gifting that one?
It's at work. I have at work in our office. I've got a shawl bin for because we keep the office quite chilly. So anybody that's visiting, if they need a shawl, they can just grab one.
Nice.
But it's in the work shawl bin. But this one I will keep for myself and wear.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So that was mostly plain and train knitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just had a little bit to do when I got home.
Yeah. My gift along cast on that I didn't finish, I'm still going with. Um, so moving into whips.
Mm.
Um, the Lizzie sweater by Sosu? Is it
This
Sosu
is
or Suso?
so Sue, I think.
Sosu knits. Anyway,
Suzanne Summer, is it?
Suzanne Summers. So it's Suso.
Must
Suso.
be. Yeah.
Suzanne Summers. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Um,
Wow, that's cool.
I, I love it. It's been a labor of love because I made a big mistake. I got to the third lot of triangles and stopped because I thought I was done and I kept going. And I was just about to split for the sleeves, so I decided to count and make sure I was on track, and I realized I was not on track.
Mm,
So I had to rip it all back and do the last lot. And so that was quite tricky to pick up.
mm.
Brioche.
Gosh, yeah,
Mm. But I managed it and I think it looks all right.
that's cool.
Um, I've done one sleeve
Woo, cool,
and I'm on my second sleeve now
nice,
because according to the pattern, I have 50 grams less of the yarn than I need.
right.
So, but, the pattern has you do the ribbing on the sleeves in the contrast color,
Mm-hmm.
then the ribbing in the body in the main color.
Right.
So my plan is I'll finish knitting the sleeve, this sleeve, then I'll just knit until I run out, and then I'll do the contrast color in the pink.
Yeah,
Sorry, the ribbing in the pink in the
yeah,
contrast color.
good thinking.
Yeah, but I've tried it on. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it would. I've had when I first started, when I was first introduced to knitting, um,
Mm,
I had three patterns I bought immediately. That was one. Um,
mm.
and another was, and then two knit graffiti ones. They were all brioche, and I didn't even know what that was. So
Yeah.
they've all just sat.
I think you definitely don't want to do this as a beginner.
Mm,
If you've never done brioche before, don't even think about it. Do a nice simple brioche, something, practice maybe a Stephen West shawl or something, or even a hat that has a little bit of plain brioche and a little bit of shaping
mm,
because there is shaping in this.
mm,
So with every triangle, it's top down, so you're increasing
mhm.
and doing bits and pieces. But if you have done brioche before, absolutely. Like I think you could do this now, Jill. No problems at all.
I'm doing increasing in my current whip, so with brioche.
There you go. There
Mm.
you go. So, yeah, I'm really happy with it.
It looks fabulous. Love it.
I actually, when I was trying it on, my husband was like, "Whoa, when did you knit that?" I've been knitting it since November. And he's like, "Oh, yeah."
I took another little project with me,
Hmm.
which was socks. Out of the blank that
Oh,
we
yes.
we swapped for. Yeah. So I've got to the point where I need to put heels in, and now I need to concentrate. So I've stopped.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's where I'm at so far. I'm contemplating a forethought heel, so I don't even have to think about it.
good
Um,
idea.
I did I didn't do a lot of shopping in South Korea. I did buy this really cool little bag though.
Oh, that's lovely.
So this is a Korean flower, and it
Ah,
was made in Seoul. So I thought, oh yeah, handmade.
that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
a
Yeah.
nice little artisan market I found.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there's my sock. That's about it. But
Well,
I didn't do a lot of knitting while I was away.
I've got three socks on the go, three pairs of socks on the go.
Wow.
Um, so I've got these
Monsters.
are my monsters. So what I've been doing is just I'm knitting two at a time, but
Mm,
on DPNs. Um, so that way, these have been my work knitting. So that way, like when I got to the heel, I could just put that aside and knit on this one.
hmm
And I also didn't know how much I was going to need of leftovers. So I've literally just been making up little balls. And I've been doing the knot where you sew it in. Um, Let me show. So you sew it from both directions, actually through is that going to show up? You sew it through in both directions and it's really, really strong. So you put like
Oh,
one end on and you sew it into the yarn like a few times and then you pull it through and then you've got just a little bit left over. So you then sew that in and because it's sewn in both directions, it's really, really strong.
yeah.
And that way I don't have to worry when I get to the thing about like weaving it in or whatever. So yeah, so I've been doing that. Do I have three socks on the go? I thought I had three socks on the go. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's only two. One, two. Oh, I do have another pair. I haven't worked on it though. Okay, so I'll just show you two. The other pair are my Christmas stripy socks.
Oh, cool.
So last year, um, I'm not going to go into it too much, but last year I won a incredible prize from an Australian um, online yarn shop called Stitchy Witches.
hmm
Just the most incredible prize, and I did a reveal on Instagram. So if you want to see the details, I'll show you very quickly what I won, but this was one of them. And I think it's Barnyard, what's it called? Night Owl Fibers. The sock is called Barnyard.
Mm.
And this is the how it knits up. It's
So
so
cool.
cool.
That's so
It's
cool.
it's got a sprinkly section. So very
I,
excited to cast that.
it's very Christmassy.
Yeah. And the it came with a matching mini, which well, it came with a mini that's pink, which you wouldn't normally match with that, but I love it. I think
Yeah.
it's just so cute. So I've done the vanilla is the new black.
Oh, I want to do
Yeah.
that one.
I've done this heel several times and I've done it going top down and bottom up. Because,
Hmm.
oh, this one's actually called vanilla reversed.
Yeah.
Vanilla is the new black goes top down. Vanilla reversed goes bottom up.
Shower. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the look of it. So, um, but usually when I go to make my heels, it's like, oh, I'm full, forgot about it.
Yeah. So you have to start with the contrast on the bottom, like that other sock with the
Mm,
contrast on the bottom. So I lie, I have done that before, but it's different.
mm,
But yeah.
very cool. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, really, really cool.
Mm,
But that's just my round and round knitting without thinking. I cast that on because we went and saw Wicked.
yeah.
So yes.
I apologize for I was a bit distracted just before because Andrew's grocery shopping and he's sending me pictures. Is this what you want? Is this what you want?
Nice. Well, it's
Mm,
important to get these things right.
that's true.
But yeah, I've been more focused on my Monster socks because that knit along is running until the end of January on Instagram. So yes, that's what I've mostly been knitting on.
Cool. I have one more whip. So I decided after my Stephen West one had finished that I was going to join in the summer shawl along with lupine.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So I'm another thing I did when I was getting distracted. Well, whoops, was I was looking for a picture. So I'm doing the runaway, which is a knit graffiti. So this
Oh,
is one
yes.
of, when I said I added things to, like I bought patterns and then couldn't do them. This was one of them. So I've had it in my library for a very long time.
I'm
Well,
so glad you're doing it.
yeah, it's good to do
Yeah.
things when you're in your library. Yeah, like I sometimes just buy stuff and never get to them. But I've decided I'm doing that one. But I've chosen the most. So the runaway shawl was inspired by Joan Jett while she was in a punk band called the Runaways.
Ah.
And so I don't know if you know Joan Jett. Joan Jett and I Love Rock and Roll, Little Another Dime in the Jukebox Baby, a very 80s song. Anyway, the colors I've chosen are the most unrock and roll colors ever. So these are my colors.
I thought they're lovely colors though. They look
They're
great.
lovely. They are lovely. They're not rock and roll though. They look
I like
gorgeous together. This color's got some of that
them.
color in it,
Mm.
kind of like it. You can see kind of smudges sometimes
Yeah.
rather than stripes. So brioche stripes. I've just finished those bits. And my two yarns are this one is Purple Sprouting, and it is the Sweet Life October. So that was one of her, how she did the
Yeah.
color of the month every month last year. It's called Bubblegum Sour.
I love it.
It's got like bits, can you see the bits of purpley bits in
Yeah, the bits
it?
of
Yeah,
purple.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then this one is by Broomstitch.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And this is a very interestingly sounded colorway that Cash has given. Chester, thank you.
Just a thank you. Oh,
Tester, thank you. So when
Tester thank
yeah, so I tested her hat and gloves, and as a thank you for testing, she sent a lovely ball of yarn, which was so gorgeous.
That's so lovely.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
That's cool.
I'm up to some oh, some short row bits.
Yep.
The short row stripes is next after the brioche stripes.
Cool. Nice.
Quite
It's
impressed.
really
Mm,
Really interesting design.
mm.
Mm.
So quite like the grommets at the bottom with the big tassel. Yeah, we'll see how we go with our tassels. What I would just like to toot my own horn. We're talking about brioche and increases.
Mhm.
I, all of my increases look perfect.
Chef's kiss. They look beautiful.
They're perfect. There's
Yeah.
no lost little bits anywhere that shouldn't be there. They're just perfect. I did have to tink all of that purple to get it
Right.
because I mixed up something in the middle. So
Right.
I'm quite good at tinking brioche. Just saying.
I actually had to do my first brioche repair
Mm.
on this.
Oh.
And it was in the single color brioche section.
Hmm.
It was like literally like one down here and right at the end, and it was really difficult to do because it was single color.
Hmm.
Whereas if it was two color brioche, it would have been way
Yes.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I found a good YouTube um tutorial and you can't tell. It looks good. I'll toot my own horn too. I managed to pick up. Yeah, but I had to go online and find a yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very good. That's all in what I'm working on really. I did pick up my sea glass tea during the week for meetings because my socks needed a heel.
Yeah,
So that got about this much done on it.
that's all right.
Mm.
That's
Oh,
how
but
you eat
it's,
an elephant.
yeah, that's right.
Lights. I'm going to be joining the Lupine shawl along too with the Vertices Unite, and I have skeined it up, but I haven't. I really want to finish my jumper before I start on that. So
Good
I'm
thinking.
being very, very restrained.
Brilliant.
Mm.
Brilliant.
Mm. So, have you been spinning?
No.
Okay, I've been doing all the spinning.
Excellent. You've been doing the spinning for me.
Yeah, because of my injury and I was having to spend so much time sitting.
Mhm.
Uh, I've done lots of spinning. Not on my wheel, on my nano. So there might be some. I'm not sure if I've showed all of these before. Hang on. These have even been washed.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Okay. So have you seen this one? All right, so you haven't seen any of them then. Okay, so this is Handmaiden's Fibre Club from September last year. It's 100% merino and it's a gradient. It goes from green to green, or maybe purple to green. I don't know. It's a gradient.
Mhm.
And I spun that. It's 355 meters, so it is about sport weight maybe. But yep, I just spun that worsted. It's beautiful
Yes,
on my
gorgeous.
nano. And then this is my favorite spin for a long time. This
Yeah.
is Roxy Fibers.
Oh, I can see why.
It's amazing.
Hmm.
It's a two ply. It's called Refraction. 80% Corridale, 20% Merino. Uh, oh, I thought I'd written the. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, it's about 315 meters, 320 meters. So about a sport weight. And what I did was, so they're quite short lengths of color.
Hmm.
So it'll be a self-striping. And I controlled the color when I was plying it. So if I was getting like into another color and I wasn't ready to, like, I wasn't like nearly up to that on the other ply, I would break it
Hmm.
and then Indian ply until I got to where I wanted to be, and then two ply and then reattach.
Hmm.
So it will be a true striping
Wow,
one. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that.
cool.
Um, yeah, last one. So that was all last year.
Yeah.
This year I've done one skein.
Oh, that's pretty.
Also on my Nano. So this is another handmaiden um, Club of the Month from October.
Hmm.
Uh, 80% merino, 20% silk. And I spun this woolen, true woolen from the
Like that
no,
kind of short. Oh,
that's worsted. So
that's the woolen.
woolen is woolen long draw,
Yeah.
proper long draw, not from the fold or anything, just from the the bit, the fiber.
Oh no, you stand like me. That's my words.
From the bit. Spun it from the bit. I just so I split it in half
Yeah.
and I just spun it long draw
Yeah.
from the
The
roving. I
slip,
don't
the
know.
slipper.
From the sliver. That's what I'm thinking. From the sliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got some really pretty colors in it.
It
The
does. Really pretty.
the teal in it is beautiful.
Mm,
So I think this will be a very nice hat.
yes.
Woolen traps the air, so
Mm.
it's yeah. Um 293 meters.
Hmm.
But because it's woolen spun, it's more like a DK in
Yeah.
terms of the weight.
Yeah. Fatness.
Yeah. Um what I'm working on at the moment.
Mm,
So when we were in Morrinsville, I took along a braid of Cormo from Handmaiden Fibre Club and my Nano. Now Cormo is quite a bit coarser than Merino.
right.
And what happened is I've brought my Nano so I can show you what
Mm,
happened. It's got a braid on it. So I have to kind of right. So the Nano has these hooks
mm.
and they're quite sharp. And what was happening was I wasn't getting it to draw on properly
Oh,
because
it's catching.
it was catching, and I was
Mm,
sitting there for the first half an hour of the day. I'm like, what is wrong with this? Like I've been spinning so well lately, and
mm,
this is happening out in public of all things.
mm.
So what I had to buy some fiber.
Mm.
What else was there to do? So I went to oh my goodness, what's her name? I can't think of a name, the brand. Anyway, I got some fiber. It's merino and
Oh.
milk fiber one. I'm sure you bought some of this before, the milk
Oh, the
fiber.
lady
Oh,
from Pukekohe,
yes, that's the one. Yeah. Um, oh, Terry,
Terry.
not Terry Berry, the other one. Terry. Oh yeah, Terry Berry. Yeah,
Yeah.
Terry Berry. Right. And this was called ice cream, and it's actually got a bit of pink through it. So it's mint with bits of pink through it.
I haven't had
So
the milk. I did pineapple.
that's what you did. You did the
Mm,
pineapple. Yeah. So anyway, so this I spun I reckon I spun 75% of it at the spin-in.
yeah.
So I spun all of that. And then when I got home, I spied the Handmaiden Club one from this month, and I was like, oh, that's going to go
That's
quite
this one.
nicely. Yeah, it's going to go quite nicely with that.
Yes.
So that's what I'm
Nice.
spinning now, and
Nice
I'm going to,
spinning.
yeah,
Cool.
because like, look at that, it's almost
That one's
identical
it is almost identical. Yeah.
in that section.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be a fun one. But yeah, this is really, really nice to spin. It's
Beautiful.
coarse. It's quite a lot coarser for merino. So it's a merino silk.
Yeah.
It's quite fluffy and
Mm,
crimpy. Very a lot of crimp in it.
right.
Mm.
Oh, I just bought mine because like look what I got in the mail. It was here when
Ooh.
I got home.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So that's the last one of hers that I'll get.
Yeah. Because I actually when you said something about this month, it's like I'm sure that you'd cancelled.
So you pay for the previous month on the
Right.
first of the previous month. So I paid for it on the 1st of December.
Do you get this really cool lotus flower stitch
Yes.
marker? That was so cool.
Which is her brand, isn't it? The
Lotus,
Lotus.
oh, it is too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just noticed that.
So that's my spinning, and one of my aims this year is to knit a hand spun sweater.
Nice.
Actually, I think I just said knit with my hand spun.
Yeah. Knit with your hand span, I think is a good one. Doesn't have to be a whole sweater.
I probably will do a whole sweater. Kathy just finished one of her sweaters.
Mm,
Our creative fibre host does the most incredible hand spun
mm,
and most incredible sweaters with her hand spun. And she was demonstrating her most recent finished sweater, and she was saying how she'd done it all from the Elizabeth Zimmerman method.
mm,
You knit a swatch,
mm.
and then you do the math from the swatch.
Right.
And I suggested to the group that maybe we could all do one this year.
Glad I don't go to that route because,
Oh, you're
swatching
yeah.
and measuring.
So I have already picked out some hand spun that I'm going to cake up tomorrow night, Monday night, so that I can do a swatch.
When I said I'm glad I don't go to that group, I'm a member of that group. I'd
Uh,
feel the pressure. Have to do it.
you don't have to do it. Like, not everyone's going to do it, but it was just something a few of us might do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. Very cool idea. I had
What
some
order am I?
um, things arrive while I was away.
Nice.
I only made one purchase on my
Mm.
holidays. Do you want to talk about that first or things that arrived?
What you bought on your holidays, for
Yeah.
sure.
So I went to the Vanel Story um, yarn shop, which is in Seoul, and
Mm.
it's in a three-story building, and they've got the first two stories. So the bottom story is, or the ground floor, is the yarn shop, and then the second story, the second part floor, is a cafe.
Yep.
So you may have seen this on Instagram. So
Yep.
in the cafe, you can get a little tag to put on your table, and it says whether you want people to come and sit in it with you or whether you want to be left alone and that kind of stuff. The cafe, or it's just crafting people in there. So there was knitters and crocheters. I went quite early in the morning, so there was only like 6 or 7 people there when I got there. Um, the they had a display of knitted and crocheted cakes and
Hmm.
food, and their signature kind of cake or thing, I don't know what it is. It was a little thing filled with custard anyway. It was very delicious. And
Yum.
it's about this big and it has holes like a button. So I had two of those.
Because you might never go there ever again, so you got to
Exactly.
be sure.
Exactly. So what is an amazing part of going to Korea is you can leave your shit on the table and walk away, no one touches it, right? You can leave your phone,
Really?
you can leave your Louis Vuitton handbag, which well, there's many of those just lying around, and no one touches it. It just means that someone's on that table. I know.
Wow.
I mean,
That's incredible.
it went further. People in shops who had external displays, like outside, closed their shop and the outside display was there overnight. Nobody
Wow.
touches it.
That's incredible.
I know. So I was embracing that. So I got my coffee and my first little button, and I had my
Yep.
coffee and my button, a little bit of knitting. I thought I'll go for a wander downstairs. I just left my shirt everywhere. For
Nice.
a wander downstairs in the shop. Um, the yarn shop, I didn't see anything, but they do have a couple of their own yarns. It was all in too bigger things for me to bring back. A lot of kind of fluffy yarns, lots of cotton, um,
Were they like in the
the cones.
on the cones? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the there was King Cole was a big label there, as was Rowan, and
Right.
as was Regia. So this was my
Oh,
only
nice.
purchase. So, because I had to buy something. Actually,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
bought
yeah.
two things. I also bought some new Knit Picks needles for my socks.
Nice.
They're quite nice because I had bought those wooden ones before I went. They lasted 3 minutes before they broke because
Right.
I'm not very good with, especially thin wooden needles.
Yeah, I'm not very good with wooden needles either.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I kind of forgotten to shove them in my suitcase, and then next time I opened it, it was broken. So I got
Right.
some of these when I was there, and yeah, some sock yarn. It was a very cool
Nice.
place. The whole vibe was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying to Carrie earlier that I had allergies to sole, so I had a couple of days where I came out with hives and things, and that was one of those days. So,
Yeah.
which was really unfortunate that I didn't feel my best when I was there. But I stayed for a couple of hours,
Good.
got lost on the way back to the hotel. It took me about 3 hours to get back. Some stupid old European lady wandering around in the middle of nowhere, not knowing where she's going, even with her map, like walking along the street and going, oh no, I'm walking the wrong way and turning around. And yeah.
Oh
And
no.
they got on a bus and the bus was the wrong bus.
Oh
Um,
no.
but yeah, so I had quite an adventure. So I saw more of Seoul than Andrew did because he was on his food
Well,
tour.
there you go. Do they have hop on, hop off buses in Seoul?
Um, no, everything's a tap.
Okay. No,
Mhm.
because there's this brand called Hop On, Hop Off, and like everywhere in Europe you go, and like they have them in Auckland and
Oh,
Sydney and
no,
no?
it's everything's a tap. So, but really cheap. I mean, we rode around on the subway in Seoul every day, and it
Yeah.
cost us maybe $10.
Wow, that's really
50.
good.
I think we topped up at the end with an extra $5. But yeah,
Wow.
and we used it all the time. We went. I mean, the first day we got on the subway, went around the whole of Seoul.
Nice.
Yeah,
Was it above ground? You said subway. Was it below or
it was
above?
below. Apart from when it was
Oh,
going over the river, it was
yeah,
above.
okay. So it wasn't like touristy to get on and go for a trip around. Like you couldn't
Not
see what
really.
you were doing.
No.
Mm, yeah.
And they seem to not like escalators.
Oh,
So I did walk 20 or 30 flights a day,
yep.
which killed my legs.
Yep.
Yeah. But, so anyway, that was my only purchase.
Wow.
It was either that or some cashmere from Mongolia, which was $150 for a ball.
Not worth.
And that was only one. And I was like, well, what am I going to do with that?
Yeah, nah.
No, and I don't know. I don't think I've ever knit with cashmere, but I wonder if it's like mohair that it would make my nose itch, and then I'd just sneeze the whole time anyway.
Well, cashmere is a goat and
Yeah,
mohair is a goat.
yeah, that's what I kind of thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I probably
Oh,
didn't make the most of it. I think that if you're going to go to Battle Story in Seoul, probably go after tea, like
right.
after 4, because I think that's when people. Because I also went during the week, so people are at work and yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's when the whole cafe scene gets really cool. But it's like you organize your cafe knitting, and this
Yeah.
is like a purpose built place for cafe knitting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which
Awesome.
was cool. Mm.
Yeah. And were you knitting on your cafe knitting shawl
No, I
there?
took my socks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was on the subway and things, so it was little to carry. And that's when I
Yeah.
noticed that my needles are broken.
Well, we both had a purchase from the Knit Nook.
So did you have one as well?
Oh yeah.
She had a good
Uh,
sale.
she had an amazing sale, like sock
Mm.
yarn for like $8 or something insane. $10, I don't know. Let me grab mine. Oh, this is my Advent because we haven't even talked Advent, but I don't think we're even gonna bother. But if you want to see my Advent stuff, it's all on Instagram.
Hmm.
Uh, I got a couple of skeins of purple sprouting,
Did you get the same color as me?
quite possibly. Yes. Oh,
Uh,
and you got the green. Nice.
But I got the green.
Because she had three colors, I think. Because
Yeah.
I often art about getting that. I was like, oh, do I, don't I?
Is it? I can't even read it. Kiss Kiss,
It's,
it says.
it's BFL.
Yeah. BFL Kiss Kiss.
Kiss Kiss, and mine is Touch the Sky.
And mine is Green Day. Kiss Kiss and
Green
Green
Day.
Day.
Nice. And I think that's why I hummed and hawed about getting it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to see Green Day this year.
There you go. With almost snapping.
Yeah. And I also got some sock yarn,
Oh, did we get the same color?
probably. Yeah, that's this one.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only got one.
I got four. They were so cheap, and I've been knitting so much on my
Mm.
machine that my stash is depleted.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
mine hasn't. I might have to squish this in.
Yeah.
But I also got some other fancy sock yarn.
Ooh, I saw that and I held back.
Yeah, so another one of Amy's from Handmaiden. I don't know if it's called anything. It's just called Self-Striping Sock Yarn,
Nice.
blues and black. Like I
Nice.
like a gobstopper style.
Her gobstoppers are nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was mine, and I got mine sent to Kylie because I kind of had a bit of a brain fart thinking, oh, I've ordered all this stuff, but I want to buy it. Where can I send it when I'm not
You're
here?
frozen.
Oh.
Oh, you're here. We'll see what happens on the playback.
You froze earlier at the first like 15 minutes, and I thought, oh, we'll just carry on.
Yeah, yeah, okay. You're better at dealing with it than me.
I think sometimes the freeze just like it's just for us, but the recording works.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Mm.
Interesting. So I also got onto the Nana Cindy Chappelle Roan update.
Oh,
I got one,
mm, that's cool.
which was very held back for me. Like I really
Yeah,
held back. And
yeah.
it's a BFL nylon. And it says YFA and it did stand for something, but I forget now. So sorry everyone. But look at that.
That's
Nana
cool.
Cindy is my hero.
Yeah, beautiful.
Anyway. And we both got a little something at Christmas time.
We did. We got a gorgeous present from a fabulous cat. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Cat from Broodstitch?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got one called Ritual.
Mine's called Stargazer.
Yeah, cool.
I love
She's
it so much.
same. She said she really thought hard about which colours to send us.
Yeah.
I got a little thing with it too.
Oh yeah, I got that too. I don't know where
Yeah.
mine's got to. It's probably in my bag. I've got the bag full
Yeah.
of all the things.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that was a
thank
really
you.
nice surprise. Thanks,
That was
Kat.
a lovely surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was so, yeah, so happy with that. It's got all the colors. Look at
yeah.
that. So nice. And I rescued some yarn this week.
Mhm.
I rescued some yarn this week. I am actually a hero.
Where did you rescue it from?
Someone on the marketplace.
Oh, good.
And actually, it turns out she was selling these on behalf of her mother-in-law who's had to go into a rest home. So the money is going towards her rest home. So not all the heroes wear capes is all I'm saying. Um, I got some hedgehog
Oh, nice.
and they're all potluck colors. So
Cool.
this one, I'm convinced I already have two of them
Hmm.
up here somewhere.
Oh,
Up
brilliant.
there.
You got three.
Now I've got a
Yeah,
sweater's worth of this. If
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I can do a whole sweater out of that.
cool.
Uh, this one is bluer. I could do a fade
Yeah.
as well. Look at this one. Look at the colors and
Wow, pretty.
so nice. Yeah. I
That's
don't really
cool.
knit with hedgehog though. I just collect it.
Yeah.
So, you know, separate hobby there. But not only did I get those ones, I got some minis as well because they felt like they should have they felt like they needed to stay together, the minis
Hmm.
and the
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And they're all just potluck minis.
Yeah,
So they will probably become gnomes.
brilliant. I also got some minis.
Because it's the year of gnomes this year again.
Apparently, yes, I hear.
Yes. So I'm going to attempt 12 gnomes. Ooh, where'd you get that from?
This is my vintage pearls Christmas. It's not. It wasn't a Christmas club. Yeah, it was like a Christmas club. So it
Yeah,
arrived, and then at Christmas she really released the pattern to go with it. So
nice. What's the pattern?
um, it's like a little case. And she sent these things,
Case.
like a case,
Hmm.
and these things like do at the top,
Oh,
like like the doodah thing,
yeah, yeah.
like a. I don't know if I got that right. One of them like that, and you pop
One of
it.
those ones that like goes click, 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 click.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Like that you used to have in like glasses cases.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And the pattern that she sent for them is Fair Isle patterns,
Hmm.
and basically it's I think they're called a pocket,
A pocket.
but in a Scottish pocket. I'm
Nice.
not sure if I'll make those, but then with it, like she was does things based on art, so
Yeah.
still life with fruit and flowers, and a still life with flowers. Mm.
Nice.
Yeah, so those were the inspirations for it.
I mean, they could become gnomes too, you know.
Well, maybe.
Have you ever knit a gnome?
No,
Ah,
no, I've never knit a gnome.
that's okay. There's no shame in that.
Stop it. Yeah, I can see myself knitting
No,
it this
you
afternoon.
don't knit a gnome. You don't need to knit a gnome.
No,
You've got a Dalek behind you. That's
that's
way
right.
better.
Yeah, I've got my crochet dialect.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I actually won a prize in one of the gnome knit-alongs last year, and it just arrived. So this will be what I use for my first gnome of the year. Now what's the company called that I won it from? Do I have her things in here? Yep. Oh, nope. Hold the phone,
Mm.
listeners. Hold the phone. Chat amongst yourselves. Oh yeah, here we go. If only I was more organized. Knitterly things is and she sent some stickers. So
Oh,
that's what I was looking for. Knitterly things. I don't
yeah.
know why I love that sticker. Um, but anyway, she sent me a mini set and I've already caked it up ready to
Knit a gnome.
knit a gnome. Uh, uh, no, that's not it. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. So
nice.
that'll be my first few gnomes will be knit out of that. I reckon I can knit 3 gnomes out of that, 3 or 4.
Oh,
Mm, yeah. But I will be knitting. So, well, I had this picked out as my first gnome of the year was this one. Sorry.
oh, I
Someone to
like it.
write about.
Yeah.
And it uses self-striping. So I had some self-striping caked up, ready to knit that. And then I got that in the mail. So this this someone to write gnome about, she's releasing, apparently he's quite a large gnome,
Oh,
and she's releasing a smaller version
mm,
in February. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this fella for later in the year, um, because I'm running out of January
hmm.
and he's quite large. Um, but I will knit the smaller one in February.
Cool.
Yeah. I've got all my gnome stuff in my gnome bag.
Nice. I got a chicken in the mail. Look at this cutie. I can't remember if we told you that we were doing a swap, the Kylie,
Yeah.
myself, and Marina from Strawberry Patches, and we all like gifted. So um, because I was going away and I was going to see Kylie at the weekend, and then I didn't, so she posted
So,
it.
well, originally I was going to see you in December, so I held on to it to give it to you then. And then you didn't, then something happened, and then we were going to see each other last weekend.
Yes.
So Monday this week, I was like, that has to go in the mail.
Get
Can't wait
out
any
of my
longer.
sight.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was so cute.
Yep.
I love its big eyes.
I thought the big eyes were quite comical.
Yeah.
They're, they're that big because that's what I had, and
Mm.
that's what wouldn't fall out of
Oh, the
the
crochet hole.
the hole, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I was going to do it again, I would make the crochet hole a bit smaller.
Ah, yes.
Like actually, and you can see that I could probably go down a hook size.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean,
No.
uh, but yeah, that's so cute. And I got my two socks worth as well. So we did 50 grams of socks.
Yep.
So I've got some Glow yarn, BFL,
Mhm.
weekend at the
Batch.
batch. Got with a cool mini to go with that. And then this one, which apparently we're going to have the same of. So it's a purple sprouting one.
Yep.
Um, Northern Karma. Oh, the bird one.
Yeah, it's a bird one.
It's
Yeah.
a bird one.
Yeah.
2023 Club January. So very cool. Thank you. Thank you for
You're
my
welcome.
presents.
Um, the only other thing I've got is that massive package that I got. So I did want to mention it again and show you all of the amazing things that I've got from Stitchy Witches. And I just saw on Instagram she lost her puppy
Oh,
last week, so she's feeling a bit sad at the moment. So she sent me this incredible bag's worth of, oh, including the bag.
wow.
Knitting is my happy place.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of show you, like I've already cast on one.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of show you a few. Oh, that was one of the amazing.
Yeah. That was a
It was just
fantastic rise.
incredibly generous.
Yeah.
Like I could bury myself in all this yarn.
Mm.
I think that's the last of the yarn. Oh, there was another one that got gifted. And like, notes.
That's so cool. That was so
Awesome
generous.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm feeling very fortunate. But it really pushed me over
Oh, you're in.
my in and out.
Mm.
You want to hear my stats
Go on then.
for last year? Okay, I've got them. I've got a book for this year. It's my summary for last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 102 skeins come into my stash,
Mm-hmm.
plus 115 were gifted or I won them.
Mm-hmm.
I used 113 skeins.
Not too bad.
In terms of fibre, I had 3.5 kilos come in,
Mm-hmm.
but I only spun 2.5 kilos,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of my reasons why I'm not getting the club anymore, because that's about 1.2 kilos.
Yeah.
Projects. I started 17 projects.
Mm.
I finished 23 projects.
Oh, good.
And I knit 12 socks on my machine,
Mm-hmm.
pairs of socks. So I did, if you want to break that down, I did 8 hand knit socks, 3 gnomes, 3 chickens, 2 toys, 3 cows, 3 hats, 1 pair of mitts, 2 shawls and a scarf, 2 blankets and a rug. I wove 3 items. I made 1 baby thing, and I did 3 garments. And I did 2 hand spun projects. One was my as if tee,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one was my Polworth challenge
Mm.
woven thing. So
Cool.
not a bad year, I reckon. But
So
knitting.
I'm going to start as well, but I'm only starting from January, so none of the things in that I've just shown you arrived in January.
Right. Yeah. Well, see, now I've got this, like my 2023 start whips. So this is what I'm starting the year with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the other thing I want to finish this year is my cross stitch.
Oh yeah.
So I've finished, it's in 6 parts, and I did finish part one
Cool.
already this year. So I'm feeling good. I figure if I attempt to finish one part a month, there's 6 parts. If I have a bad month, that's okay.
Mm. Well, I'm starting the year -3
-3.
because I finished my cafe knitting shawl, which is 3 skeins. Is that how
Hmm.
you do it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I just finished that this week.
Nice. But
So
you started at 0. You
all,
started at 0
starting
then.
at 0. So all of the stuff that we talked about and I've shown you it doesn't count as
No.
coming in. So it's just from the 1st of January.
So does that mean you have nothing on any needles at all at the start of
Yes, I do.
before? Oh, you
Oh,
do.
and I've
Okay.
got shitloads on the start. I've got
Okay.
loads of whips.
Yeah.
Do I
Yeah.
count my whips as well? Oh yeah, okay. Right, I'll start by
Well,
the
no. Well, I counted my whips. I did like if I started a whip, it's a +1, and if I finish one, it's a -1.
Oh,
So,
okay. So you
yeah,
just
you can.
do you not counting the skeins then? Just
I'm
the
doing both. I'm
oh,
also counting grams and meters this year, as well as the skeins.
I'm just going to count skeins, and that's
Yeah.
I mean I'm saying I am now, but only because I've started at -3.
Nice. Well, I'll be -3 when I finish my sweater.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah.
cool. Oh, exciting.
Yeah. I'm excited for this year. I think this year's going to be a good year. Last year was a good year. This year's going to be a good year.
Yeah, we're very cool.
Yeah.
We're going to wait till I think July before we start talking about your amazing holiday.
I think that's an excellent plan.
Yeah,
Just a little teaser.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea because, yeah. Yeah. But I will be starting knitting for it. Like,
Soon.
my husband has to have a new sweater, I think.
Ooh, that's a big thing, big project. Ooh, exciting.
I've already printed the pattern. I'm going to do the Dustland sweater.
Cool. Nice, nice.
Right. Well,
That was quite a long chat.
it was a long chat,
Yeah, but it
but we
has been a
got,
month.
yeah.
Yeah. Shall we finish now? Because I need to go and write down things. And my whips and my books and things. And knit a gnome.
Oh, dear. If you want to join the gnome knit along thing, but you don't want to knit one every month,
Hmm.
um, these Giddy Yarns and Folk, they're doing a one where you only have to knit 8.
8. I only want to do
8
one.
instead of 12. Oh well, there you go. You've got some self-striping sitting there. You could join the little self-striping one next
I
month.
could. Yeah, if it's a bigger one, I might do a big one.
It's a little one.
Oh, a little
There.
one.
But
Oh,
there's the bigger one already.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm. All right.
Very good. Okay.
Not too bad, everyone.
Cookie time.